Welcome back to TelecomTV's Top 10 Mobile Moments, where we're taking a look at our 20 years of supporting MWC and 3GSM. Now, our first tapes cover 2003's event, where we had a little shell scheme hut, for want of a better word, in the lobby of the exhibition venue. And I think we put Martin Warwick on a boat for the week. Tough gig.
Well, we're at number 6 in our top 10 countdown, and that means content is king.
Indeed it is, and shall ever be more. The potential of mobile data was recognised early, and a lot was riding on the successful launch of 3G, more so perhaps than for 5G today. Number one trusted source at the time was probably Nokia.
Mobile data services will make up an increasingly large share of the mobile services market. We see data accounting for close to 30% of the mobile services market in 2007, compared with just 10% globally in 2002.
Well, it took its time coming though. Here's the CEO of the UK's O2 speaking at the time of its sale to Telefonica.
I think there's a greater recognition of what 3G is about now. I think even up to a year ago, people were pushing it. Some operators were spending far too much on their network too early. And I think now people realise 3G will come, but it's a slow burn. So I think that's very important. Well, I think actually we've got grounds to be sensibly optimistic. My own business now is getting over £250 million of non-text data revenue, and that's non-trivial. It's about 3% of our revenue, 3.5%, and growing. I think with the advent of 3G and then HSDPA, that's going to grow a lot. People ask about killer apps. I just think in the end we need to deliver, and we're starting to deliver, the kinds of things people get over their fixed lines via mobile. And I think, yeah, it was overhyped at the beginning, but mobile data is starting to really take off now.
The nicest CEO in telecom's history there, Peter Erskine, then of UK operator O2. You know, he'd walk through the studio and greet every single member of the production team. Lovely chap.
Well, it's been a while since I heard anyone say HSDPA, but not so long since I heard the phrase killer apps.
Ah yes, stock prices on your mobile, just what we all need. We also have to remember that many of the early attempts at launching mobile data services were through so-called walled gardens controlled by the operators, not an approach that went down very well with users.
We launched something last year that we call Weapon Walk, which is the open, unrestricted internet. The reason why was that we found that there are a lot of customers who just do not want to be restrained in the walled garden. They want the open access internet the way they're used to from the home PC. And so what we gave them was pretty much the same analogy that mobile gave customers before. Before we changed fixed line phone to mobile phone, one-to-one, nothing new. And here is fixed line PC experience to mobile PC experience without the customer need to really try something new or learn a new protocol. It's just one-to-one, as easy as that, and well learned in the meantime by most of customers. The response to that has been fantastic.
Well, I'm sure over the years I've met a few people in Barcelona who definitely wanted to be restrained in a walled garden.
More than a few, I suspect. Well, back in 2003, we looked at how the transition from texting to more sophisticated multimedia services might occur.
Today, the public's love affair with SMS has been well and truly consummated, but the joy of text has only left them wanting more.
The global text messaging market is growing very fast. Best estimates suggest around 400 billion text messages were sent last year. An industry, if you take an average of 10 cents per message, bigger than Hollywood, at over 40 billion annual revenues per annum.
Nobody, least of all the operators, actually knows what new applications and services users really want. Nonetheless, they're already segmenting a market they can't yet possibly understand. It's just too new.
There's a big debate always about where they should target these applications. They've been used to dealing with consumers, and I think a lot of the operators now are starting to realise the sort of things consumers will want, but they believe the big money is going to come from corporates. and they've got quite a lot to learn in that space. The operators are trying to develop these applications. They're not as quick and versatile as flexible as, say, the internet companies. Companies like Yahoo are ahead of the game here, whilst the operator groups are still fighting with a lot of different countries all developing different things.
Well, Mike Short definitely enjoyed saying bigger than Hollywood there.
He certainly did. And speaking of Yahoo, let's jump ahead 4 years.
We believe 2007, we're going to look back and say, this is the turning point in the industry, this is the tipping point. And the reason I say that is users need to be able to get access to the services on the internet that they want to get access to. Services like Yahoo or eBay or Amazon, whatever. The second thing that has to happen is, we have to take the cost barrier away. So they have to, the data tariffs that encourage them to use it need to come out. And we believe that more and more operators are going to introduce those kind of data tariffs this year. The third thing that has to happen is the speed of the network has to be there. And some operators already in Europe, like Hutchison in Italy, have 100% HSDPA networks already, giving speeds at 3.8 megabits.
Wow, HSDPA really was a big hit and a real step up from GPRS when you could get it.
All true. And something else that has to be in place is the actual services and the applications. But for mobile apps, you need developers, and getting them on board was not so easy at first. They needed a little gentle encouragement.
It's a non-stop event, which means that we don't have any breaks. We don't stop to eat. We code through the night. HP hands out sleeping bags to the developers so that they can catch some sleep when they can't stand anymore.
The intensive and non-stop Bazaar Beach Camp is designed to remove the constraints to creativity a more formal business culture might impose. HP has stocked up on the energy drink Red Bull, and according to Andrew Bolwell, the global leader of the HP Mobile eServices Bazaar, the unique environment will indeed give the developers' ideas wings.
We have probably between 50 and 70 developers working with HP and our partners, developing all the cool new revenue generating services that operators are looking for. And in parallel to that, starting tomorrow, we have a Bazaar Dynamo event where we actually have 48 operators from all around the world, from Peru through to Colombia to Australia. All of the operators coming here to see what's been developed at the camp, and also to listen more about the e-services that are coming to market through the Bazaar and our partners. We've got a band called Camel Petrol that we've brought down from Finland actually, and they're the band that we've created a set of services around that we call Mobile Camel Petrol. They're the band that first released their music videos to mobile phones first. So we're featuring those guys tonight at our Bazaar Beach party.
I guess two words come to mind. Tiring is the first one, but exhilarating is the second one. I think if you have been here for the last 3 days, you've seen a lot of very interesting things happen and a lot of new friendships form. So hopefully we can continue that forward.
I spoke to some interesting people, companies in Finland and around and about who, not just interested in what we're doing, but they have stuff that could be useful to us as well. And that's not something I normally get a chance to do, the whole networking thing.
In this environment, you can say, hey, I don't know something, can you help me? And we are not out to point fingers or put the blame at anyone. We're here to develop solutions, we're here to invent.
Have we seen here the next killer app, or killer cocktail of apps? Well, only time will tell. What is sure is that this unique incubator of technical creativity has a way of producing results by stealth. I'm Robert Corran at the HP Bazaar Beach Camp 2003 in Cannes.
Oh, the legendary HP Bazaar Beach Camp and the quest for the killer app. Ray, the following year they went hardcore and had their coders camping out on the beach overnight. It was brutal.
Bizarre indeed.
Yeah, they were heady days, the mid-2000s, and everyone was diving into the opportunities of pushing premium content to users, and it didn't come more premium than adult entertainment.
If the holy grail for 3G mobile operators is attractive content to seduce subscribers, they may have to look no further than a cluster of stands in Hall 7. Forget Hollywood or Bollywood on your mobile. Here, the body of content on offer is of an altogether less sophisticated nature.
maybe people tend to gravitate towards this type of content on their mobile phone. I think it's tends to be pretty popular.
Well, now, obviously, I haven't seen any of it, naturally, because you wouldn't have expected me to.
Never.
So can you tell me, I mean, what are we talking about? Are we talking about soft porn, or are we talking about sort of page 3 girls from newspapers?
I mean, it really depends on the territory that you're selling your content. And that's an important thing. So you have to understand what market you're selling. And we distribute content in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Switzerland, and UK, and every market has different requirements. So really in the US, bikini. Just like China. China and the US, bikini. But everywhere else is a little bit looser, I'd say.
It has a bad reputation, pornography.
Well, maybe it has a bad reputation, but it doesn't mean that all the people want to see this kind of content. Even if they say that they don't do it, they do it. So I don't bother that. Yeah.
Good business.
I'm selling. Yeah, that's a.
Personally favorite, we have a new one that we just launched, which we love, which is the firefighters. And this is our one chance to do good here, okay? Because money that we sell from firefighters goes towards a charity that helps burn victims. So it's our way of giving back to the community as well.
So that's okay then. Kent Barker, 3GSM TV.
Kent Barker, our former go-to guy for the really difficult assignments. Well, you don't see much of this particular aspect of the mobile industry at MWC these days. I mean, they used to have a hall dedicated to it.
And I have to say, I'm not sure how much money that charity might have received. At least there was something unifying the Chinese and the US at that point. It just happened to be a penchant for bikinis, it seems.
Yeah, and isn't bikini the local Barcelona name for a ham and cheese sandwich? Anyway, final word to the space-bound entrepreneur Richard Branson when he decided to try his hand at running a mobile network. Leave it to the kids, Richard.
And if you are a small businessman attending 3GSM World Congress, if you're going to walk the walk, you've got to learn to talk the talk.
Do you change your ringtone very often?
No. The trouble is I'm not that good at technically, so even if I wanted to be able to change it, I don't think I'd know how, unless the kids are at home.
So what's your favourite or your current ringtone? Is it the one that's been there for a fair old while?
Ring ring.
Do you ever take pictures with your mobile phone?
No, I don't. I'm not very good at taking pictures. I smile a lot at other people taking pictures, but I don't seem to take many myself.
And do you have a screensaver on the phone? These days, with all the the big screen mobile phones, colour phone, etc. Do you have a screensaver on there?
What is a screensaver?
Good answer.
Now that, Richard, is a screensaver.
I have to say, he probably wouldn't have been the only CEO at MWC over the years to not know that much about what he was ultimately selling. And to be fair, he did something that many others could still learn from. He built a mobile services business in the UK based on offering the best customer service, which wasn't that hard to do, it turned out.
Well, we placed this moment at number 6 in our top 10 countdown, but what do you think? Any memories to share? Then get in touch. Email, LinkedIn, or use the form on the website.
Well, we featured numbers 7 and 6 today, and tomorrow we'll be revealing what's at number 5.